Hello, welcome to another episode of HOS CRM Dev. Today we're going to be looking at what has been removed from CRM 2013. We've looked previously on what's been added and the new features, but an important fact also is what have they taken out, particularly for those people coming from CRM 2011 projects or will be upgrading or be like bringing code upwards. You need to know what they've removed and so how that's going to affect your CRM 2011 code. I appreciate, I've been doing a lot of talking and not enough coding, but we're almost there. Just a few more things to groundwork to get through, and then we'll start on some simple plugins and JavaScript, etc. Right. Okay. So Microsoft, the SDK, the developers CRM developers Bible, I would call it, has got an excellent page here. What's changing in Microsoft Dynamics CRM 2013? Now, obviously, I would expect people who are upgrading their 2011 code to look at this and be understanding what's being removed. But you might just be coding a new solution, not upgrading, and trying to use some things which have been removed. So firstly, Microsoft have a two product kind of support cycle, and products older than the last two usually have all their kind of functionality removed. So in CRM 2011 they supported CRM 4, but with a warning that it was soon going to be taken out. And so now we're on CRM 2013 and those features are being removed. They're no longer supported. So the endpoints, so if you did any code that uses the endpoints of CRM4, that's not going to work anymore. So any plugins, any custom workflows, that's all gone. JavaScript, if you're using the form, CRM form, that's not going to work anymore. So if you're upgrading stuff, you may have a lot of code to be upgrading. I mean, the actual change from CRM4 to CRM 2011 in terms of coding was massive in .NET, because in CRM4 it was horrible. They had all their own variables, and it's just a bit of a nightmare. If you go into a project and you have to use CRM4, you have to kind of retrain your brain back to the way we used to work. It's a bit of a step backwards. Whereas CRM 2011, it used standard .NET code, which made it a whole bunch easier. Now they have got a legacy checking tool, which is good for checking out the JavaScript. It'll go through and it'll highlight all the stuff. They have got a page here, upgrading your code, what you really kind of need to look at. That's all very good. You should go through that. I'm just doing a high level review here. I'm not going into massive detail, just making us all aware of what we're missing. So JavaScript's all changed. The plugins, custom workflows, that's all changed. You'll have to redo all those again, and you literally will have to rewrite them. So here, JavaScript 4, yep, we know that. You've got the XRM dot page, that is the new way forward. And here we go, you've got the custom code validation tool. Basically, you can run that on your code and it'll tell you what you need to change. So here, the DOM is changing. Any JavaScript that modifies the DOM is not supported. This really is exactly the reason why you should not write unsupported code. If you have any code that basically mucks around with the DOM, it was unsupported, so it was unlikely to work again in the new version. And so that's really a reason why, if you do unsupported code, basically you're kind of letting yourself have a hard time whenever you upgrade the code, because you've no guarantee it's going to work. They can change that whenever they want, so any of the things you assumed worked in CRM4 just might not work. And that's the same within CRM 2011. If you have DOM code and then you go up to CRM 2013, it might not work because they may have changed the underlying structure there. So which is the reason why they don't recommend you do that. Microsoft Link is not supported in some places. Basically, I think some of the activity feeds and stuff like that, they've got rid of it and replaced it with Yammer and things like that, and so it's not supported in certain places. The workplace has gone. Well, in CRM 2013, obviously the navigation's totally changed. They've got no navigation bars on the left, so any kind of changes you made to that will not guaranteed to work really. In fact, they're quite interesting. They said that if you're upgrading from CRM 2011, it will keep some of the areas, but if it's a new organisation, you're not going to have any of it. So that's something to consider. Duplicate detection during record creation and update is not supported. Now, I'm assuming this is because of the autosave feature they've added, is that because of that, it's saving all the time. They can't do duplicate detection now because they might, the way I can just imagine it not working, is that if you were saving records half changed, they may sort of pop up against the duplicate detection because you haven't finished changing them all. So because of that, they've basically just stopped it. There is if you want duplicate detection, there is a Codeplex project written by Jason Latimer, duplicate detection. So here it is. So he's written a custom sort of, it's a solution. It'll be, you can upload it, and it will stop adding duplicates, which is quite useful because you don't want users adding duplicate contacts or accounts or other records, because you could basically mucking up your data and making it not so valuable if you've got duplicates. You don't know, you'll have people one updating this contact, another updating that contact, and you're not getting the sort of single place of information, which is why it's sort of so useful. So they've updated the interface entities for all these. Obviously, they've updated most entities, system entities in the system, so that's not unexpected. The read optimized forms is discontinued. Well, I can't imagine anyone is sad about that. I don't really know anyone who used them. They were rubbish, really. Get started pane, that thing that everyone had to try and figure out how to turn off is gone. Right, and so that's it. So it's a quick one, just what's been removed, and just so we know.